Okay.
Good morning, Lagos.
Good morning. On a rainy Tuesday morning, we have in the studio wonderful guest analysts. We have Delphin with Delphinator herself.
Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Happy holiday.
Happy holiday. You look better today than last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, what happened to her last week?
Last-
Exactly what happened last
Val
week?
is on fire today. Let me just warn
No,
you.
last
As
week
in,
she,
it's too early to be attacking somebody.
I'm not attacking you now. I'm just telling you that last week you looked like you're dragged out of bed.
Well, maybe.
But this week you look so much better. Chef Jeff, how you doing?
Yeah, I love you 3000.
Well
It's too
done.
early to be attacking people this morning. I have to say, I'm like, I don't know how you're gonna survive that one, but yeah, more grease to your elbow.
It's
Yeah.
cold. It's cold. Trying to bring the heat in this studio. But we usually take your comments. So we always take your comments on WhatsApp. All right. So send in messages to 0809444091. That is the WhatsApp number. 0809444091. On Twitter.
On Twitter, it's at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag GrapeVine981. Also, we're streaming live on YouTube, so please go onto YouTube, Smooth981FM. Chef Jeff is waving, same as Delphine. We're all waving actually. So if you're home and you're sipping a cup of tea or coffee on this rainy morning, it's a good idea to watch us on YouTube.
All right, so first we start with songs first. Before us, we have two videos actually that we have to review. One is from Mavens and the other is from Flavor. You'll find the links up on Twitter at Smooth981FM. Use that hashtag Grapevine981 to locate them. If you found them yesterday because we posted them 24 hours before the show, you're welcome. All right, so we'll listen to this first one. It's sort of a comeback, just a reminder that they did not faint. They've woken up from their little spell. Maven Records. So people featured on this track called. This one is actually titled "All Is in Order." It's featured Don Jazzy, Rema, Cordy Bello, DNA, and Crayon. Listen. So this title confuses me. Like, why does it have to be that long? Why does the title have to be that long? All is in order. Studio. All is in order. Delphine, do you feel the song?
Yeah, I kind of like it. It has the celebration vibe,
Yes.
like play at an O1 Bear party type
Uh-huh.
thing. I like the video as well. It's very playful. I like Rema. He's the only one I was looking at. The entire video. I think there's something about the kid I like.
You just want to.
No, not
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
not like
No,
that, okay.
no. More like a
Yes.
anti type vibe.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Uh-huh.
I see. But you prefer his verse?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So has he taken the place of Cordy Bello in your life?
Was Cordy Bello ever in my life?
Who was?
I don't know, honestly. Just taking that I like the song, finish. End of discussion.
All right, Chef Jeff.
I mean, everybody in the East is very happy with this. I can say that much anyway. I mean, mention one, but I'm like, that's a Yoruba thing, Sha, but we appreciate crossovers. It's all good.
Uh-huh.
Including the diluted Igbo people like this one here. I think that it's good to see Corey DeBerry's last career. Apparently, because he's been gone for a while, and Don Jazzy himself as well. I feel like Don Jazzy could have done this song even by himself, and actually would have been like a comeback for him because he's been very, very quiet. Maybe been, focusing too much on growing his artist, but he's still an artist himself that we would still like to hear from because he's had hits in the past that didn't have to be necessarily defined by who he was working with. But with this video, I have to agree. Rema gives the best performance here. It's a feel-good video. It's by the beach. It's very, it was a nicely shot video. I think that there's a lot of Johnny Drill love going on today because, before the show was playing and then here he is in the video as well. I don't know how much he's paying you guys for that one. Big N, or as I know him from school, Nonso, is also in this video as well. So yeah, it's a good video. Check it out. It's a feel-good thing. For a lot of them, it's a good introduction, so to speak, and for a few others, it's a good comeback.
All right.
All right.
You had a question.
Yeah. It was a private question. You want me to look ignorant on?
But
or
they saw
sound
you on
ignorant?
YouTube asking me that, so I
That's
just
for our
wanted.
YouTube
I
family.
had to make it less awkward.
All right. So Mavens is back without a woman. I have to speak on that. Obviously, I'm always going to be looking out for the female Maven right there.
representation.
But like Delphine said, I think it's going to be a huge, party song. It's very nice. And one thing I like about Don Jazzy is that
It's okay. It's alright. It's fine.
It's all right.
he always has his own.
All right, let's go.
erase that,
Let's go.
yeah. So he always has a mind for hits and the right words to use. Things that would get people singing again and again. I can imagine people, because when people are in trouble, like I imagine say all is in order. He had those catchphrases that get people singing, just like we had Robuchi, we had what's that one with Koide Bello, Godwin, things that people want to say again and again. So when things are going on, I can imagine you fighting with your bear and say all is in order, or
And
you
then
owe
somebody
someone
starts
money
laughing.
and sing and you start laughing.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. He has that magic, and I really applaud him. With regards to him being an artist, Chef Jeff, I was going to say that.
I'm not trying to say that he's a perfect person. I mean, it's like Timbaland. Timbaland is not anywhere high ranking as a rapper, but he can give you a hit, and he can be a hit himself on one or two hit wonders.
He's never released a solo song.
Who, Timbaland?
No.
Oh, you mean the Don Jazzy? He's never released a solo song, really?
What song has he
Really?
done alone?
He hasn't?
No,
Hasn't he?
Really?
No.
Hasn't
Are
he?
you serious?
Really?
Name one.
Okay, so he's basically like the Nigerian Nate Dogg kind of thing.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, I get that. I mean, it's news to me because when you think about all the years that he's been in business, you think like, okay, there was
Yeah.
at least one solo
At
song.
least one.
He started out as hype manish, so he would always be, on the band's song. He would be, Easy Band and Don Jazzy, and then he started building up, and now he actually has a verse in a song. That is progress.
No, he's had verses before. Come on.
I
now.
know, that's what I'm saying now. I love Don. I think he's an icon
Oh yes,
in
we
the
know
Nigerian
you
music
love
industry.
Don Jazzy.
All right, let me move on before I get.
But I like the effects of his chorus. He never really, I never get tired of hearing that Don Jazzy chorus effect, choir effect, and I like how they represented that in the video with the guys,
Oh, the Instagram choir boys.
choristers, yeah. I like it, and I like how colorful the video is. It's actually very relatable, especially with the sound and the feeling it imbues in us. Something that you need to. But if you tell me if I'm probably upset about something, you say, listen, no.
You just annoy me more.
I am going to try it. I will
not gonna-
sing it and I will record it. So maybe
It will most likely annoy me when I hear it.
Okay, because I don't know these people that well. DNA are twins, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they
are.
All right, just making sure about
But by
that.
the way, Corey DeBello's verse was my favorite.
Really?
Like now, I'm the one that has a place in
I'm
my
over.
heart.
I'm over Cordy. I need him to do something exceptional for me to.
Godwin
Take
was
him
no
seriously.
exception.
I feel like
How long
it's
ago
been
was
too
that?
long.
Come on now. How
It's
long
been
ago was
too
that?
long.
And the guy still copying my hairstyle.
Ah,
What?
Crickets.
What?
we have more songs actually. This next one is Arriva. Is by Flavor. Listen.
Sam, the WhatsApp.
Done.
It's not there yet.
Okay. Mics are up. I see you smiling, Delphine.
I'm smiling because Flavor just gives this Igbo man vibe. Like I'll spoil you, baby. Anything you want, just name it. I'll give it to you. Leave all the English. Let me kiss you so you can sleep. And when I heard that line, I'm like, what? He's just an Igbo guy, man, and I love him for it. Like he's not even trying to be anybody else. Like he's carved out a niche in this whole Igbo vibe thing, and it's working for him. I also like how he has fans from all over the world. So
Yes.
if you look through the YouTube comments, you see people from Dominican Republic, from Kenya. Like
He has a
it's just
massive
amazing.
following, yes.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Across Africa, East Africa, so, he has a massive
He does,
following.
yeah.
And
Let me just start by saying Igbo Kwenu.
Hey.
You know it. That being said, like this song feeds you. If you're looking for flavor candy, it's there. But otherwise, I find this song boring. I find it boring. I was bored. I tried to like it. But we're talking about the video. Even the video itself, I felt the video was also a bit boring. The girl in it was hot, that's for sure. We know that part there. And if you're looking to see Flavor's abs, you're going to see them as well. Otherwise, aside from that, just boring. I just felt I was like bored. I was bored.
I see
They are
some
coming
creases
for
for.
you.
I was bored.
I mean, so I saw some creases.
Some creases.
You just want to be a hater, Valentine.
Do you know?
You just
do you know
want
how
to be a
hard it is to
hater.
get six pack?
Are
Do
you
know?
are you
Yeah, I've been
asking me
trying
that
for a year
question?
No,
now.
Chef Jeff, you know. It's the rhetorical
All right, okay,
question,
all right.
so
Just
we need
making
to
sure.
answer. I mean, when
Oh,
this
gosh.
guy Ruiz won, he gave me some hope. But
Who gave you
Ruiz.
Ruiz? Okay.
So, but the thing about this video that I love is the vibe it gives, the sound. As it started, that gong sound, yeah, that's what it's called. So that's I just started unconsciously or subconsciously tapping.
It's an evil thing. We know
Yeah.
these things.
It's not necessarily an evil thing.
What would you know? They're diluted now.
We're going to
Ouch.
We'll be back after this. Please send in your comments about the song. We'll come back to review Arriva some more by Flavor. You're listening to The Grapevine and it was brought to you by Verve.
That was heresy. That Flavor is boring. He released a boring song.
The song has such
Ah.
a nice.
I was
feel.
bored.
They are coming for you.
Let them
Flavor
come,
has
Jerry.
some like the man has a cult following.
I was bored.
Okay.
Listen, let's get it clear. One of the biggest things I say about Flavor is that he's one of the few people that we have, and I say few, stressing that word few with capital letters, that will come and do a show and perform live. There's no DJ track too.
Yes,
He
yes, that's
brings the
something.
band.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, the background vocals, whatever. Actually, everything that you hear is his voice, and it's not one. He's not singing on the song and then live. Oh,
Yeah.
it's literally
He
what
gives
he
you a
is.
show.
That's what he is. Like what you hear is what you get.
Mhm.
It's not an auto-tune thing. It's not DHR because that's one of the problems I have. You're gonna pay someone 15 million, and then it's a joint CD
Yeah.
listening party.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what's the
like
point?
that.
Like, the CD is inside your car. You change radio station, you're going to hear it, and then you now come and pay 30,000 naira to come and see
To
joint
watch
CD
the same
listening
thing.
party, of which DJ
You're
will not
right.
even now get the right track.
He brings his band. It's a proper show.
Yeah.
Like it's what a show is supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, Favour has like people love him. Oh, you're saying that
Don't
his
get me
song is
wrong.
very-
This song is particularly boring. I'm gonna say that part that I'm a Flavor fan. But when there's something that's boring, I'm gonna say it's boring. It's like John Legend. John Legend is one of my greatest people. But when I know that he's done a boring album, when it's a boring song, I'm gonna say it. You know, doesn't change the fact that you love what they do. But once in a while, somewhere you can't have a hit all the time.
I think Flavor wanted to bring something out definitely because he's been quiet for too long, and the
Yeah,
song.
but not Corey Bill long.
What do you have against? Is it the
I
next
don't have
song?
anything against Corey Bill. I feel like, for someone that had a lot of time, a lot of hype at that point in time, it's like, why do we have to wait for a new generation of makers for you to now ride on that wave? You should be continue to ride. Well, my guess is that he's been performing for a lot of places, but
Yeah.
at the same time, when you're looking at shows, you're not seeing his name.
Who?
When you're looking at shows that
Yeah,
people
he's
performing,
gone
you're
really
not seeing his
quiet.
name. You know
I
what I
didn't
mean?
even know he was still with Maven. So
There you go.
I know he's under new management. I
See?
didn't know he was still associated with
See?
with Maven. I didn't know. I was even like, why is Don Jazzy featuring Bello when they parted ways? But it was
Exactly. You see,
just,
that was the same thing that I was thinking as well, which is not a good
Right,
image.
yeah,
if
I
you're-
didn't know. But that means that. But this guy was not on this track, Johnny Drill.
Is he?
Yeah,
Is Johnny
yeah.
Drill on his? I
Yes,
don't-
he's a Maven artist.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
he is,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Even Ladipo.
Yeah, even like
Really?
is not here.
Yeah.
So there's something going on with Mavens I don't understand. So maybe he's trying to
No,
separate.
no, maybe
Well, the thing is that those are the
possibly-
more artsy
It's
guys.
possibly what the contract is like. There are limitations to the contract in terms of maybe the distribution
of
deals
songs.
that they have with
Okay,
them,
we're
and
back
not
on.
necessarily.
Maybe the type of song because Ladipo and Johnny Drill are
They
not of
won't
that
fit in
same,
that sort of track.
and I wouldn't want them
But that's
to.
not even the office.
I wouldn't even want
Nah,
them
but you
to.
know, Don Jazzy.
Studio, mics are up. That is right. It's the Smithers Dial Radio. We're back to talk some more about what's going on in the entertainment world, reviewing the songs that we reviewed before the break. You heard All Is in Order, sort of a reassurance in a song and a video, put together by Maven, excluding Ladipo, excluding
Johnny Drill.
who else?
What's
Where's
that?
Deja?
I don't, yeah,
She's
actually,
still in
is she- the
Hadiza
thing is, we don't
Blau.
You
even
see,
know
you
who
see, you
is.
see exactly.
Who is
You see.
like I was saying off there for those who are watching on YouTube, we got
Mhm.
exclusive behind the scenes gist.
Yeah.
But we're saying that we didn't even know that. Well, I didn't know Corey Bello was still part of Maven.
Mhm.
I know he's under new management. It's on his Instagram page.
Mm.
So I didn't know he was still associated or affiliated with Maven. So there's something going on there. We don't know who is in. We don't know who is
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So we're asking officially for a press statement. Maven Records, send a GrapeVine an official update on what's going on, the structure. We're interested in your business. We know that you signed multi-millionaire deals recently. Let's know what's up with that. We know Ricardo Banks left sometime last
Yes,
year
he did.
for his own record label. Right after that, anyway, we reviewed the next song and video, Arriva by Flavor, and Ayo had some thoughts.
Yeah, I thought it's flavor. It sounds like many of his songs. Nothing. There wasn't anything different. It's his sound. It was nice. I loved it. It's cool. It's nice. And like Delphine said, I'm agreeing with you a lot today. Maybe because women power. But,
Bro.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
it's
Yeah,
not as nice.
I
It doesn't
see.
even sound as I just broke.
I just see. I'll turn off your mic. It's very easy.
So I really, really like the song. I heard it and I thought, this is Flavor, you're back. Welcome back. I think he's been out for a while. He wanted to push something out. He did have an EP in December, but it's interesting that this song is not one of the songs he released in December. So maybe he wasn't really feeling it. Like Chef Jeff said, maybe it's not the comeback song with a bang. It's just another Flavor song, but it will still make you want to fall in love. And let one man just tell you to forget all your worries and let me spoil you.
Baby girl.
Baby girl.
Come on. I just kiss you and go to sleep. Try that line at your detriment. Next, let's get into the stories now. Yesterday, okay, a very quick look at the messages before we go into
All right, so Samuel from Unilag says Don Jazzy actually has a solo song. If you remember Serve the Lord way back in 2007, 12 years ago, it was a banger then. It dropped on the band's album, Rundown and Funky Up. But if it was a banger then, how come we didn't hear it?
we heard.
Maybe we heard, we
Maybe we
forgot.
heard, but we don't know
Because
the
12 is a
title.
long
Yeah.
time, especially when it comes to Nigerian music. I'm sorry.
But I haven't forgotten Tongolo by Abi and I haven't
that's the
forgotten
band.
those songs. That's what I'm saying. Those songs.
Yeah,
are
those
good.
ones are, yeah.
Wasn't memorable.
So there's a difference between banger and it was nice. Please. All right, Pearl says, please can somebody tell. Oh right, okay. Thanks a lot
that's
for
okay.
that. You people want to spoil our market. JJ from Shomolu says, "Good morning, Val and Ayo. Is it Friday in the studio today? The level of savagery is on another level. Good to see that the Mavens are back. As for Flavor, walking away.
Ouch.
Wow.
And
But,
then,
but do you guys think this is a good way to come back? Like for Maven? Is it strong enough for you to take them seriously to say, "Oh wow, exciting"?
I think
It's,
it is.
yeah,
It
it
is?
is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
But
Definitely.
now what matters is about how long it takes before the next thing comes through.
Exactly.
Okay. So Peter Telofari sent in a message on Twitter. He says Flavor Nabania is a typical wise man from the East who has definitely spread his fan base over and beyond the continent. When it comes to the Southeastern high life touch, he's a force to reckon with.
I agree with that.
Very true. And who else is looking forward to Fino's next track or next hit?
Anything Fino, I'm
You
interested.
touch it, right?
Big
All right.
boy, I'm suspecting.
Fino is awesome, man. Fino is awesome. Like I like the way that he's been able to come into like the Yoruba circle and like
Yeah.
it's like you can't interpret what he's saying at all, but you're still growing with it. And at some point you've now memorized the lyrics, and you still can't translate.
Mhm.
But man, that's what I love about Fino.
He's raised.
So I
Yeah.
just need to ask a question. So,
Yeah.
Fred, do you speak Igbo, Chef Jeff?
Of course.
He
He does. He just said
do-
he said Ibukwenu here on the show.
Does that count as speaking Igbo?
Let's put it this
What
way.
language?
Let's put it this way.
Is that English?
Let's
That's
put-
just a hailing.
Oh my
Like, that's
God.
not Igbo.
Let's put it this way. I know more Yoruba than my Igbo, more French than my Yoruba. So
Wow.
yes.
Okay. Multilingual man.
Mm.
Bonjour. All right. So T-Boss went on Instagram yesterday. I don't know whether to call this a rant or a disclaimer or a confession or just pretty much said, okay, guys, let's settle this rumor once and for all. Even if people like me stopped, I did think about it just for a day. And after that, I never really suspected there was anything going on between them. But there's no smoke without fire, right? So she pretty much released a statement, did a video to break down the rumors, probably pushing forward the stories that she and Ubi Franklin had something together. So I'm just struggling with the story because I never really saw the relevance of that video itself.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But Delphine.
That's exactly how I feel. Like I never heard about her having anything with Ube in the first place. So this video came to me like, I don't know, like why
Why do you
is
feel
it
the need to
necessary?
talk about
Do you
it?
understand? And again, they're two adults. If they want to hang out, let them hang out. Like, how is this anybody's business?
Yeah, she
Do you
went further to
understand?
say, no, we didn't even do as much as kiss.
Yeah, like-
and I got at that point, I'm like, okay, so were you hoping you guys could have kissed?
I don't
so
understand
that-
the story,
so-
honestly. Like, I don't know how it's I don't know. Like,
I think it's because there were speculations that they were having something while Ubi was still married, and that Ubi is responsible for her
Because they were
pregnancy.
hanging out together.
So she was saying that.
oh, because there were rumors that T-Boss is pregnant, right?
Yes.
I think she's actually pregnant.
She is, for real?
No, she just showed that face.
I think-
I don't know.
Investigative journalism pregnancy status.
So she was clearing the air. I think because she, in her rant, she mentioned that, oh, I knew him 16 years ago, even before he met his wife. We're friends. So I think it's along those lines that I'm not a home breaker. I didn't do it while
I
we're married and
see.
things like that. Yeah. So maybe I don't know.
Chef Jeff, interested?
I'm not sure why I should be interested in this at all. So can we just like move to the next?
But here's what is essential is the fact that last week we actually spoke about Ubi Franklin's 4 baby mamas, the tally increasing to 4 by the revelation that one of them actually made a video, did a video, put up a post calling Ubi Franklin out for money that he allegedly owes her. And another one came out the next day to say that, oh, this is my story too. Oh, wow, you too? Yeah, so it seemed to be a trend that, so this led to this story. And then somehow T-Boss found herself in the mix, and then people started
See, another baby. Is she pregnant or not?
then
Time will
making
tell.
the same allegations. But anyway,
Some people should form a WhatsApp group.
to say what?
Ubi should be there. Wizkid should be in that one.
Baby Daddies Association.
I don't want to mention the last one because
No.
Two-Face.
Yeah.
how did you say the name?
We're
But
trying to help you.
There's some people they should form a WhatsApp group and just
Oh wow, maybe that is Association of Nigeria. That should be a good reality show. Just an idea.
Please,
for producers out
stop.
there. What?
That's how they'll pick it up now. You see what you've caused.
I
you see what you've caused.
We add value to the society.
Right.
We need to see these
Right.
things. Maybe you should do it.
value is
really
relative. Ouch.
Wow. So Toke Makinwa is joining the fray of those who are calling people out. She did a subliminal post last week on her Instagram calling out past clients that she used, or should I say client or vendor that she employed to redecorate her new Lekki home. Sandra is the person in question. Sandra Doho, the wife of the famous TV personality Frank Doho. So Toke Makinwa made this post and said that the job that Sandra did for her was incredibly bad, just putting it in lighter terms. But she said a lot of things in the video. Well, Sandra debunked all these rumors, or rather all the statements by Toke Makinwa, and called out Toke Makinwa for disrespecting, amongst other things, her husband and lying about the job she did, and showed pictures and everything just as evidence to show that her work is really great. But what are your thoughts on this?
I just feel like calling people out on social media is just unnecessary and messy. I don't know. It's just me. Maybe it's my personality, but no, cancelled.
Messy, outdated.
Yeah, like find it another way. I don't know. It's just this story. I don't know. I don't have any
Jeff.
thoughts.
This story is not my business. It's not your business. It's not anyone's business. It's a matter between two people, and
Exactly.
I don't know how it fits into whatever we're talking about here, because anything that we say right now just becomes gossip, and we don't do gossip. We do facts and stories over
Yes.
here.
All
So
right.
I don't see how this fits in. Moving on.
So I have another opinion on this. And the reason I'm saying this is because if you've ever had bad service from someone who is rude on top of it, and allow me to use that statement, it's so upsetting if you're not getting your money's worth. So beyond the fact that they're celebrities, we see some people who advertise falsely on social media, and then you're trying to come out and say, actually, this is bad business. So if you're not going to behave yourself in private, I have been tempted at times to call out some people on social media for terrible, horrible service, particularly when, some of the things that Toke complained about was that the finishing was bad, she was very rude. It's difficult when you're dealing with a celebrity in business, because sometimes they take their celebrity status into the business. So you don't have good customer service, your service is bad, and yet you're still trying to prove yourself as, do you know who I am? Speak to my assistant. It can be very annoying. Has a tailor disappointed you before?
But at the same time, what if the person being rude was actually Toke? So that's why I said anything that we
Yes,
that we say
exactly.
right
We
now is
don't know
gossip.
for
It's
real.
gossip.
No,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it
based
was
on
for
the
the record.
fact.
I'm not saying that it was, but I'm saying anything that we say right now is purely gossip,
No,
and
based on
we
the
don't do
fact,
gossip.
based on the fact, because she did. Sandra came out and said something as well that Tokyo was a customer from hell. We also have people. That's why Uber has to. Oh, that's
Yeah,
why
it's
they have to.
A two-way
Two-way
recommendation thing. Yeah.
recommendation. So you as a passenger, you rate the driver. The driver also rates you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, who is lying? But it's just for me. It's just to highlight bad behavior on social media. I've seen so many instances like that. You advertise one thing as being your work, and what you actually do is total opposite to what
You mean
advertised.
like that woman's house that was not her house?
Yeah,
last
she's
week?
apologized finally 1 week after. So it's just to call out. I have a
Mm.
I had a recent bad experience with a tailor. Maybe that's why I'm still very upset.
Passionate
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
You are
passionate.
still
Yeah, you can see
upset.
that. You know.
Don't cry right now,
I do not.
please.
I feel it's unfair to disparage someone's work that business that they've built over the years, based on one treatment. Even though it's very important for us to treat each, for instance, now if you're into business, it's very important for you to treat each client like they were your 1st.
Yes.
You make the first impression every single time you have a new client. But it's still wrong to disparage somebody's business. But what I find really curious about this is, first of all, they should have actually addressed this in person, right? Second of all, I find it curious that Tucker unfollowed Sandra before she made this
The rant,
post,
yeah.
the rant. Right? Why not keep her in your? I mean, still follow her and then put it up if you have nothing to hide.
No,
or-
sometimes when things are
or
terminated,
your
they're
claims are
terminated.
clear.
That's it. No, sometimes when things are terminated, they're terminated. So
Yeah.
I mean, if I were in a position whereby somebody has gone to the point where it's not happening anymore, I can unfollow you. I mean, I did that recently.
And besides,
Yeah.
Sokia said that that's the client, that Sandra blocked her on social media, picked up after other people got involved. Why people asked her why she blocked her, I said, oh, you were going on holiday and didn't need bad vibes on her own money. It's painful. Remember what happened with the lady who gave her a bride's outfit to Messia Igbe for
Yeah,
so
I
things
remember.
like that, it's difficult for you not to bring up and say that this person is a fraud. She's advertising. There's one point you're saying, oh, this is how my business is. On the other hand, your services are terrible. It's how we call out like banks, telephone companies.
Yeah.
You're a brand. If you
But we
come
don't.
and
But
do-
we don't
but
know
the
what
truth
side
is-
of it all. We don't know what side of the
Exactly.
truth is. So we're giving too much attention to what right now is a private
Who reported
conversation
first.
that is looking more like gossip. That's the thing. We don't be feeding the trolls.
Because the truth is,
Let's
you
not
you
feed the
cannot
trolls.
really endorse or disparage Sandra's work because
Yeah.
you haven't used her you used her service.
And
before, so
right
you've
now,
never really considered-
you're playing on the part of maybe Sandra's in the wrong here, but what if the other party's in the? We don't know this. We don't know this for sure. We're never gonna know because this is between two people that should stay private. And even though they
customer
aired
is
it out
always
there,
right.
Right?
no, the
Really?
customer is not always right.
Customer
Customer-
The
is
customer
always
is
right.
not always right. No.
Oh wow. Okay, so let's come back after this. We're not going to bring you any more gossips. We'll tell some tales right after this break. This is the Grapevine is brought to you by Verve. So there's really no telling.
Let me
because
tell you-
people can be very badly behaved.
Let me tell you why
And
the
they'll
customer is
use-
not always right. Okay, you come to a restaurant, order for a steak, and then you say there's something missing here. It needs Maggie. Maggie and steak. When did that one happen?
How?
So you're not going to say the customer is
so
right.
even if you're not dealing with the facts, for me, it's also the way the business it's dealt with. So when I say customer is always right, I'm not saying the customer's views are always right. In being right is the way you handle it. So I can come to your restaurant and say, oh, Chef Jeff, put Maggie in this steak. And you're like, actually, ma'am, we don't put steak. You can go to, or you can say, what rubbish steak? I better get out. So the rightness in quote in that instance is the way you deal with the customer.
Yes, and I get that.
So it's like,
but
so you
that
won't
customer can still go and
antagonize-
say and lie about your business.
Exactly.
And say a lot
No,
of
but
things.
you
that
guys
are
should
found
read-
that
Can you
are
imagine?
not
I
You
true.
guys
even had
should
to
read
ask them to
Sandra's-
put
Sandra's-
We're back
Maggie in
in
my
more.
steak.
So we're back on the Grapevine 91. It's brought to you by Verve here on Smooth 98.1. We have messages on Twitter.
All right, so Peter is saying if Talkstar didn't contact her before social media, then it's wrong as the public weren't privy to the negotiations beforehand. So she ought to have cleaned it up with her or the outfit and not publicize the dealings. And then we have on WhatsApp here a story on Ubi. MI from Akoka is back. He's
Yes.
back. He says, frankly speaking, these baby stories are becoming ubiquitous.
Nicely
Any
played.
text that are sold
Nicely
this.
played.
Careers that have been built over the years can be lost in an instant. Get it?
That's true.
Such indiscretions have made men lose their lily flowers. Oh, I just love you. Oh,
Am
Emma.
I? Welcome back. And Peter as well. Sorry, you're
Yeah,
also
Peter,
one of
yeah.
our GrapeVine MVP people here.
And then Ebon Femo says, I really like Don Jazzy. I respect him, his style. He's unique in churning out sweet and tasteful beats and rhythm. Don Jazzy na Baba, the Maven crew na Coco. The track is a welcome back and it's worth the listening. I doff my hat.
I feel as switching lanes to talk about Kelly Rowland. Let's go beyond Africa now to talk about some other celebrities who are going through tough times. Now, it's not today that it started, that the comparison started, comparing Kelly Rowland to Beyonce and trying to rank them either on the same level or other levels. Now, fans get a true behind the scenes look into the world of creating and improvising on music as a diverse cast of young writers and songwriters, producers as well, including people like City, Alex Sad, P. Wright, Jordan Douglas, and producers come together to make songs and beats for the likes of Kelly Rowland. So based on this portfolio, she's put in a lot of work over the years, and we know that if we listen to the songs that Destiny's Child has made over the years, we'll know that she has a very strong influence into their sound, the songwriting, even the whole process that goes into it. But I'd like you guys to share your thoughts about where you think Kelly Rowland really stands in terms of music making and her strength as a songwriter. Because based on this, she's complaining that she gets frustrated over time living in the shadows of Beyonce, and she's not alone in this.
I really feel for her because I mean it's been a long time coming since the girl band and the fans have not helped. I mean, if somebody's constantly telling you that you are second best, you tend to feel like you are if you don't have a strong willpower, I think that in making herself like an individual artist over time, she's kind of tried to do that, but it still feels like Batman and Robin, like if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So I really feel for her. Like it must really be sad and painful.
I like the movie analogy.
You know what? Robin eventually became Nightwing, and then there were now other. So he became like the original Robin became Nightwing, and so therefore there were other Robins that came along the line.
Yeah.
So she's able to rise from that. But she was always the second best. She was the one of the few voices that you would hear on Destiny's Child that would have a solo on some things. All right, this is when they were foursome. Latoya, Lativia. They weren't present except for a few songs on the first album that they did together. So there was that issue there. And then when you have to bear in mind that Beyonce was being managed ultimately by her father, Matthew Knowles. All right, so he was like, this is my precious daughter, I'm going to give her the focus of my attention here. So he didn't put that much effort into Kelly, so to speak. Like the first album that she did, I loved it, and I loved when she also did that song Avant. And she had that whole ghetto vibe that was going on with her, which was unique to her within the group itself. Right? It took a while for her to find out, okay, she had this niche in the dance sector, that side of things with David Guetta kind of relationship. And then of course Motivation came along, which is still the top hit up until today. But the truth was the matter was that Beyonce was the lead singer. Beyonce had artistic levels. Beyonce had love writing. I mean, I truly don't believe Beyonce does as much writing as people think that she does. But her name, I think the contract states that she must have her name on it, even if she didn't write a single note or just change it from la to so on something. That's what I actually do believe. So Kelly didn't have that going on. But at the same time, it's like she's drawing a lot of people to listen to her music. People are buying the album. She's found her sound over time. And I think that really being second best, I mean, how were people like Latoya or Lativia meant to feel, especially Lativia, who nobody's talking about these days? How is someone like Michelle meant to feel? Exactly. Because her sound was very, very far we can forget completely, because that one got what she was getting for, But how Michelle meant to feel, because she had the most distinct voice that was always hidden,
and I feel like
as much
she was
as
the
she
hardest
could.
hit. When it comes to people being treated as second best.
There was a whole website called Poor Michelle.
Yes.
Bad.
But bear in mind that, sorry, let me just add this as well. Bear in mind that there's a lot of notes that Beyonce hits that Kelly also hits. Like that Emotions high note, which was a C6.
Yeah.
All right. Kelly hits that note as well very easily. So it's like, no matter what the case may be, even the comparison, you're still gonna have a Solange versus Beyonce comparison, and they're both in different markets as well.
I was like, if Kelly's complaining, how does Solange feel? Because
Solange
this is your
family. She'll take it easy.
No, it's more difficult.
No, I think it'll be more
you
difficult.
have sibling rivalry even without fame. Then
Yeah.
to see that you've tried to tell that she doesn't have near as much success as Kelly has had. She has to be in the same home. So at least you go home and you go and be number one in your house. This one in the home, outside the home,
You're still
being
number two.
compared to your
Yeah,
sister,
yeah.
you're number two. The truth is that forget the fact that they were in the same band, because many years after they've been in the same band, Beyonce has gone on to achieve phenomenal success. People are talking about how hard she's worked. So they had at some point fair playing ground. Yet Beyonce was still more successful than Kelly. So we might want to be sentimental about this, but the truth is that at the end of the day in life, some people will be bigger than others.
Yeah.
You have to deal with that.
That's
So you
fine.
have it has to then become internal.
Not
You
when
can't
the fans
blame
are
someone
remind you
else.
of it,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, but you can't blame. There are many people. Forget the fact that you and her were in the same band. You stopped being in the same band for many years. Many years afterwards, Beyonce is still riding high. And apart from Stole, I can't remember any other song that she's done that. I'm not blaming her for
Motivation.
Come on.
What?
All the David Guetta songs.
No. Don't
Commander.
get me started. No, don't get me started.
Commander.
No, seriously.
You know what I'm
We
saying
play-
that-
wait, hang on.
You know what? Wait,
No,
let me
hang
finish. Let me
on.
finish.
Earlier
Can I
today, I
finish?
played rose-colored glasses.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
don't even get.
Wait, let me finish. So the reason I'm saying that is
Okay.
this. You're speaking as Kelly Rowland. People that
Fans.
like Kelly Rowland
Exactly,
music.
yeah.
For
Love.
someone like me, who I'm neutral, I
Okay.
don't know her songs.
You're not a
I don't
Beyonce
have to
stan.
love. I'm not a Beyonce fan,
Stan,
but I
okay.
am no, definitely not. And there are other musicians like that. I'm not big on Michael Bublé, but I know his popular songs. So I'm saying that if you're not following someone and you can identify the songs they've done, that for me is them being hugely successful, because the song is in your face, whether you're following them or not. So, anyways, end point is this: it's sad, but this is reality and this
Yeah.
is life.
Yeah.
And she has to be able to deal with it internally. Because if it's not Beyonce, it will be someone else that she's comparing herself with.
For her to use the statement "the elephant in the room" just means that, I mean, endorses the fact that she's still good-natured as Kelly has always been, and she's not necessarily speaking about it because she's aggrieved or she wants people to just feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
That's the truth,
It's
because the
just
thing is,
forced
they have this connection that still goes on today, whether it's Beyonce or Kelly, even Michelle and Latoya.
Yes.
They attend so many things together as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like in the midst of all of that thing, they still find the love and unity of what they were able to do, whether they were in the same group together at the same time or not. So I think that's the most important part.
Yes, but Beyonce's work ethic cannot be questioned, though. No, ever. And speaking of Beyonce, let's round up with this story about Jay-Z, who just crossed the $1 billion mark. I thought he had crossed it a while ago, but I thought he wasn't the first hip hop star or mogul to cross 1 billion, because you think about the likes of Dre with his beat signing and everything. But
Dre was too quick to announce, to make that announcement.
Yeah,
Like,
we
calm
talked
down.
about it on the show. We talked about it when that happened on the
Yes,
show.
we did.
But the question I have right now with this is that what are the after taxes of Jay-Z? We're saying this 1 billion thing because the same story says, oh, after taxes, Dre was like 700
Yes.
million.
Yeah.
So is this 1 billion still after taxes on Jay-Z's thing, or is it just we don't know?
For them to, yeah,
Well,
him
it-
and Dre.
it's like
must be.
somebody asking you how much is your salary, and you say 350 million, and say after tax, he says that's the net. So possibly this is his net worth.
Possibly.
Possibly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably it is probably because they would have put all those into consideration for them to have and all the major news media around the world carried
Especially
this
Forbes.
story. Forbes, CNN carried it.
I won't
Reuters,
Forbes carry now. If Forbes doesn't carry, then it didn't
Then
happen.
who exactly? Who
It
else
didn't
would-
happen.
They did a
It's
full
fake
cover.
news.
Yeah.
A full cover.
So congratulations, and
Yeah.
they highlighted for me what I really like about the story, that they highlighted it's not just from music,
His
his business
investments.
acumen.
Yeah.
So we talk about celebrities who hit it big, and years down the line they have nothing to show
Nothing,
for
yeah.
it. Investment, thinking outside the box, business ventures.
He's got art. He's in
Really,
real
yeah.
That's the
estate.
part
He's
that
got
really
the
blew my
music
mind,
part.
the art.
You know, exactly, because that's the thing. You need to find what's going to happen if I lose my record deal today.
Yes.
When the because at the end of the day, the record label is paying for the house, it's paying for the car. Once they say they're done with you, they're paying you kobo.
You're
So
back
you
to
have to
zero.
start finding other ways beyond touring of making sure that there's money in the bank afterwards. And a lot of
buying
people
cars.
don't do it. You be buying cars, 1 million,
Put it
20
on
million cars,
Instagram.
put it on Instagram. When they are done with you, you're like, please come on, buy this car, take out my bag.
I think Jay-Z should do like a show
Uh-huh.
where he like teaches young musicians how to
Make
invest and
money.
stuff. Kind of like what The
Absolutely.
Rock is doing with Ballers.
Yes.
Amazing stuff. I think that would be a nice.
I think that that would be a nice.
And it
spin.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that
I
comparison.
think that'll be
I like that. Yeah.
fantastic.
Jay-Z, you heard. Really quick
Well
tip.
played.
But guys, plug out.
Hi everybody, it's the Delphinator here. I've had a good time hanging with the peeps on the GrapeVine. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at the Delphinator.
What's coming up next for you, though? Like, what's the new review you're doing?
There's a ton of Nigerian movies in the cinemas. I'm gonna catch
Really?
them soon.
A ton of them?
Yeah, a ton actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which one do you like most?
Right now, none.
Okay.
Thank you for being.
Oh,
on.
right now, one. The Delivery Boy. It's amazing.
It's better
Please
than the
go
others.
see
Is
it
that
if
the
you haven't
name?
seen it before. The Delivery Boy.
I haven't seen it.
By
Okay.
I Am No Dash. That's the director's
Yeah,
name.
I like how
Amazing.
honest you are though. in your
Thank you.
reviews. Chef Jeff.
And find me at ChefJeff3000 on Twitter and Instagram. I love you 3000. Upcoming up for me, I know that definitely on the 15th, I should be having a dinner at the Metaphor. And then we also have something coming up at the end of the month as well, but that's still in planning phase. But definitely, I should be feeding some people very soon. So holla at me and
Including
find me
us, eh?
right here on the
So are we gonna
GrapeVine
get,
on
like,
Smooth
free
8.1. I have this medical condition called selective hearing.
All right, it's been fun. Thank you. Join us in 5 minutes as we discuss one of the topical stories in our newspapers this morning inside of Lagos Talks 981, and that's when you get to talk. Good morning.